So I would tell the man the same thing. Go for what you qualify for. A lot of people would be happy right now. There's so many people that qualify for each other at this very moment that could be so happy right now. And they just, you know, and I know that there's guys out there that I qualify for. I can't see them. I can't find them for some reason. They're either not approaching me, I'm not seeing them, I don't know. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys that come at me on Instagram, but how do I figure out who's good and who's not? Like, most of them ghost me once I say, hey, you have to earn my number.
How do you feel about single fathers?
I don't want to be with no man that doesn't have a relationship with his children. If I'm in a relationship with you, I'm hoping for a proposal within 6 months.
Let me hold on, let me get it right. So you're not waiting until marriage to have sex?
No.
Please do explain why don't you want to wait until marriage?
A lot has to do with what happened in my first marriage. I refuse to be a single mother, but
You say you're okay with using Plan B?
I used it in my marriage. Sure did.
Let me say this. I really do admire how straightforward and how open you are about men not wanting to stick around with you or leaving you.
I mean, because I know what's happening to other women, they just don't have the guts to speak on it.
So what is your definition of a good guy?
I would have to say, a good guy. I don't like that question.
All rise.
I just want to be able to see my daughter.
Like a real man to be.
So you're just living off of his child support?
Yeah.
We've gone over so many of these cases.
Order in the court.
All right, Miss Shauna. Welcome to the Family Court Podcast, and thank you for being here with us. One of your videos was sent to me, I want to say a couple months back, and you were talking about how it is simple for a man to be loved, basically. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And then most women, if not all, they know that it is very simple to love a man, to be with a man, but they always do the opposite. And you say something like that in your video. I wanted to ask, what prompted you to really make that video?
Are you talking about the one where I stated, like, giving men peace?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say this. It's clear that us women aren't listening. Like, we're just dropping the ball time and time again. And it's starting to piss me off. Time and time again, we hear men scream that they want peace over and over and over again. They say it every day. They want peace. They want to be left alone. They want peace. They want peace. They want peace. They want peace. And we blatantly ignore them and do the opposite. And a man blocking somebody on social media, on the phone, that's him protecting his peace. So y'all saying, oh yeah, that's definitely sassy. That's giving weird vibes. That's giving feminine vibes. No, that's a man protecting his peace. That's a man not trying to go back and forth or have a whole argument and debate with somebody over the phone or over social media. Something that y'all like to do every day. And that ain't even sassy or masculine energy. That's childlike energy, basically. That's childlike energy. At the end of the day, I hope that tweet or whatever was a joke. But, I mean, regardless if it was, people gonna push a certain narrative. And it's just sad that we can't let men be men how they want to be men. So there was a meme that was posted on, I believe it was the Spiritual Word. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you verbatim what it said because I don't remember off the top of my head. I did save it because I knew we were going to talk about that. Okay. So it stated, men blocking women will never not be funny. Like, okay, miss, and then the N-word. And then it said, somebody replied to it and said, men blocking you when they're annoyed at you is such a female trait. Blocking is for girls only. So that, I don't know, that triggered me a little bit, only because I just feel like there's it's like a double standard, or no, more so being a hypocrite, not even a double standard. Only
Hmm.
because if I'm in a relationship with a guy and I want him to block females because I'm insecure and I don't want you talking to this girl or paying attention to this girl on social media because, I'm intimidated, then it's okay. But a man trying to protect his peace because a woman is being toxic and trying not to argue, which women say, oh, men are being sassy by arguing. I just feel like right now, if a man sneezes, then he's sassy, like in the eyes of a lot of women. So I had to say something. I knew a woman had to say it, because if a man tried to say it, then he would be called sassy.
Right.
So I wanted to speak on that because I just thought that that was completely idiotic. And I feel that men should block a lot more women nowadays. Like, they should block them. Like, that's protecting your peace. How
Yeah.
many times do y'all say, like, I see it all the time. Like, y'all just be like, we just want peace. We just want peace. We just want peace. So blocking somebody is a form of peace. If somebody's bothering you, you you try to ignore them. The best way to do it nowadays is to block them. So that's
Yeah.
what prompted it, was that meme that I saw.
Yeah. And I know you got a lot of backlashes from that video as well.
Yeah, I had some women that were like, "Oh, but you don't understand. There's guys that purposefully, want to cause toxicness and don't want to give you peace. So why would you give that man peace?" And I was just like, "Well, why are you with a man that doesn't give you peace?"
Right.
Like, I'm obviously not speaking on the men that are toxic. Like, I thought that that was a given. I thought that that was obvious. So,
Right.
like, that's not even what I'm talking about. We're specifically talking about those good men that are good to their women. And you have those toxic women that have had traumatizing relationships and don't know how to treat a good man. And there's a lot of us out here that have, hurt people. So when we come across something good, we tend to hurt that too.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right. So, four things that I wanted to talk to you about. Again, this is based on your platform, what I was able to observe online. You know what I mean? And that is technology, which is online dating. The second one is relationship dynamics. The third is societal changes, and then future trends. And most of this is just your opinion on certain things. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be 100% correct. Just your personal opinion on these things. All right. So, going back to what you just say, are you dating right now?
No.
Are you open to dating?
Sure.
Okay. Now let me ask you, how do you feel about online dating? Like what's the website called? Bumble, Hinge. I think the other one was Plenty of Fish. How do you feel about online dating?
A waste of time.
Why you say that? I know you don't believe people find love on those websites.
Sure.
So what do you mean it's a waste of time?
I mean, I feel like some people do, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the one. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Because I'm not finding it. So I personally feel like it's a waste of time. Um, I'm not sure. I've had people, men and women, go through my profile to make sure maybe I was putting off the wrong type of energy. I've done everything and still haven't attracted anything that was, remotely okay. And the funny part is, like, now, I was kind of dating a few months ago, and I met all of those men in person, either at the gym, Walmart, Lowe's, Publix, out walking my dog, and I got all the same. Oh, lounges, or how people like to call it, clubs. I call it a lounge, and I got all the same results. And
So
all the
what do you mean about the same results?
so when I had another video that did very well, and I basically stated, like, why do men give us women our well why do men make a big deal out of us giving them our number, and then
Mhm.
when we do give the number, they ghost us or don't text us or just kind of not even respond. And Question for the fellas. Why do y'all get girls' numbers and hold on, wait, let me back that up. Why do y'all actively pursue and make a big deal out of getting a girl's number after approaching her? And then when you do get the number, you don't call or you ghost them. Why do y'all do that? Answers I got was, oh, you're looking in the wrong place. Like, you're getting guys at the club. And I said, wrong, because I talked to guys from different places and I got the same results.
So are you saying that they are ghosting you personally?
The top answer was, it's because it's for sport. They just want to make sure that they still got it. That was the number one answer.
I don't believe that.
The video has 1.7
Wow.
million views, and it has over 10,000 comments. And most of those men in the comments are married and in relationships, and literally were like, I'm married, I still get numbers just to see if I still got it. And I'm like, dude, your wife is age. Like, I could just send her this. Like, do you not care? You think that's still not cheating? You're still exchanging numbers though. Like, you're still putting out some sort of interest. What if somebody was to film you and this girl interacting and sending it to your wife? That's cheating.
Yeah.
So is it okay for, if I was a wife, would it be okay for me to go get numbers for sport? So I just felt like after that, I gave up. So after that video, and then realizing this was why a lot of these men weren't responding to me, because they just want to see if they can, I completely stopped. And I mean, I get a lot of guys that try to talk to me on Instagram, and I tell all of them that they have to talk to me on Instagram until I deem them good enough to give them my number.
I respect that.
That weeds out a lot of them. It's beautiful. It weeds out so many of them, because a lot of them just refuse. Like, they're like, oh, I'm not going to work for your number. Perfect. You're exactly the type of guy I'm trying to avoid. Perfect. So
I respect that. Yeah. So let me ask you, when you say you give these guys your number when you meet them, out and about, and they just ghost you, like, do you think it's something that you're doing, or is it? Well, what do you think may be the reason for them to ghost you?
I think it's like a conquer type of thing. I think some see me because I'm in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I think some know of my platform, and they just try to see, like, oh yeah, I could bag her, or because getting the number is like bagging somebody. I think it's also maybe keeping me in their back pocket. Like, they don't want me right now, but just in case, they have access to me. So having access to me, I think that maybe some see my platform and see how many followers I have, and maybe that's a turn off. Seeing like, oh, well, how she get those followers, or what is she doing? Which, I mean, if you take a view of my page, you can see I'm not twerking. It's video is me talking, just running my mouth.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it could be that, or just my platform. Maybe they see what I'm talking about, and maybe see that, like, I'm exactly who I say I am. Like what I talk about online, it could be that as well too. Or the fact that if I do get to a certain point to talking to them, I think they realize, like, I'm serious, meaning, like, I'm ready for marriage. I'm ready to, like, procreate. I'm ready to be with somebody in a serious way. And they're just probably like, I'm not going to work hard to be with somebody like this when they don't even want what I want. And I think maybe I'm also picking the wrong ones. They probably only want to have sex with me.
Yeah.
It too.
I get you. This is why it was actually leading to my next question. If you believe that relationships are now harder, in this online dating culture, I think you answered it somewhat, but I don't understand. Like, where I'm from, to be honest, looking at someone like you, I think you're a very beautiful woman. I don't understand why a man would get your number and not call or try. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing from a man, right? I'm gonna tell you from a man perspective, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't mean anything by this, just for conversation purposes. From a man perspective, when you say that, it's like, okay, what type of energy is she giving or bringing whenever somebody approaches her? Is she mean? Is she loud? Is she nasty? You get what I mean? Like, I don't understand a man in the right mind would see someone like you approach you, get the number, and then not call or not text. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just weird to me. It sounds crazy to me, And I think I saw one of your video where you were saying that you wanna wait until marriage before you give it up. I think that might be the issue too, because many of them.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you say. Okay, all right. Explain. Help me understand it better. Help me understand it better.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for marriage. Like, are you talking about for sex?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no,
Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me get it right. So you're not waiting until marriage to have sex.
no.
So you having.
I'm choosing not to right now because I'm not with anybody. I only wait.
I actually, I'm shocked when you said no. I thought you were gonna say yes. Okay. All right, so please do explain. Please do explain why don't you want to wait until marriage before you get physical with somebody?
A lot has to do with what happened in my first marriage. Okay. I don't want to touch too much into it because, like I said, it's not respectful when he's not here to defend himself. But I'll say this. One of the things that were ending factors in my past marriage was I didn't realize as a wife I was going to need to give sex so much. I had no idea. I did not know that that was like a ongoing wifely duty that I was going to have to do 3 times a day, every fucking day. Oh, sorry, every day. And
You fine. Go ahead.
it was very like overwhelming and it turned into a job. And not only that, um, I wasn't trying to be respectful. I was not happy in the bedroom and I wanted other things and nothing inappropriate. And he flat out said no. So I was just like, okay. So it came to a point to where it felt like a job and it was not something that I also enjoyed. So with that being said, and knowing and learning what I learned from my first marriage, um, I have to make sure that that is on point before I go into a marriage with anybody. Because if it's not, it's gonna be another divorce, 100%.
Okay.
Just
So
that
okay.
sex is important to men, right?
Right. Yeah, no, no, you're right. You're right. Sex is really important to men. That's 100% true. Well, okay. So this is what I'm trying to understand. So you say you're not waiting until marriage to have sex. So meaning you are
For commitment, only for commitment,
only for, so you're only having sex with a committed person in a committed relationship.
and a
Okay.
committed relationship in order for
Okay.
and you have to show me STD results and all of that.
Okay, I see what you mean now. Because at first it sounded like you wanted to practice before you get married. You know what I mean? So when you say, yeah, because when you say I'm not waiting until I get married, it threw me off just a little bit. It threw me off a little
I
bit.
mean, if
Okay.
you want to look at it like that, because I saw a video where, a lot more people are saying like, oh, you're single until you're married. I mean, if you choose to look at it like that, perception is everything, that's fine. But I mean, me personally, I have to be in a committed relationship with you. In order for me to be in a committed relationship with you, I have to see you as somebody that I would give children to, that I would marry. Like, I'm not going to waste my time at 33 with somebody that I'm just experimenting with. That's stupid.
I respect that.
I do that in my 20s. I'm not experimenting with anything in my 30s. So, if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm hoping for a proposal within 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I respect that. I think with age, I think that's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable. I think for a man, it doesn't even take us that long to really know that that's a woman for me. It don't take men long. You know what I mean? So I respect that.
I got after 6 months.
Say that again.
I got married after 6 months.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is going back to what we're talking about online dating. Do you think social media have made it easier or harder to to get a connection or to find connection with someone nowadays?
It's harder.
It makes it harder. What do you think is that?
I feel like we think that we have more options than what we really do. That's men and women. And especially social media for women. A lot of us believe because we get so much attention, so many likes, we feel like we just we can have anybody we want, and we really can't. And our options are really slim, because if you don't want a lot of these guys that are hitting on you, then how many options do you really have? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get hit on every day, and I have to say 100% of them I don't even want.
I think the mistake that most women make is that when they think just because a man is approaching you for sex, it doesn't mean that he wants to be with you. You know,
Exactly.
and I think that's why you see it mostly in the Western culture, where a lot of women think that just because men are showing me attention, and I used to get this too. Sometimes just being polite, being nice, opening door for a woman, being a man, most women think that you're hitting on them.
Exactly.
And it's just weird to me. But yeah, so I think you're right. All right, so this next one, it's do you think casual dating have made it, or this hookup culture is making it hard to be able to find, I guess, a meaningful relationship with someone? Would you say that's the go ahead?
Yeah, it's definitely making it harder. I mean, uh the podcast, the constantly talking about relationships.
Let me tell you something about the podcast, man. I was talking to a lady, man, and then she got a call. Somebody else invited him to a podcast. She told him what she said. I know the nigga with a podcast. I say shit.
Yep.
So it's literally everywhere. Hopefully, that's not the reaction that you got when I invited you on this podcast.
I mean, everybody can do their thing. Everybody's allowed to, get their coin however way they please. But I mean, it is affecting all of us, because, other people push their ideas and then make other people believe that that's the only way it's right. Like, for example, we have this, I think the top topic is bashing single mothers. And I feel like everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and they say a lot of things that just simply aren't true. Like, oh, if you got a kid, you're just never going to find love. You're undateable. You're not going to get married. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants that. And I'm just like, I didn't have guys leave me to go be with somebody that had kids and is happy with them. It has nothing to do with that. There's women out here that do have multiple kids, multiple baby dads, and they will find love. Now, they're going to have to adjust their standards and preferences, yes, but they will find love. They might not get the perfect man, but it'll be perfect for them. So it's just like, I don't know, like, watching a lot of what people say on here, like, some people say some true stuff, but
One thing I say about single mothers, though, I think you're right, but it comes down to the person. Just because you have children doesn't really take you out of dating pool, but it does lower a lot of chances for you. At least for the men that you may want, most of them may not want to be with a woman that already have children. This is something that I've experienced, and I see this a lot with, whenever I invite people on platform, on my private, live chat and all this other stuff. You see this a lot. Many women complain that the men that they want, let me put it that way, the men that they want may not want them back simply because they have one or two children. So many of them will end up, I don't want to call it settling, but they will end up, you know, just finding someone that is somewhat convenient. You get what I mean?
I feel the same way, and I have no children.
Yeah. Let me say this. I really do admire how straightforward and how open you are about men not wanting to stick around with you or leaving you or all this other stuff. Like you're not shy or to share about that.
No, I mean, because I know what's happening to other women, they just don't have the guts to speak on it. I'll speak on these things. Like, I got a lot of flack for speaking on like using Plan B
Mm.
as needed, and that was
You or you say you're okay with using Plan B as needed?
I used it in my marriage. Sure
Okay.
did. Um, at the time, we were not financially stable for kids, and he refused to wear condoms, which is understandable because I was his wife.
Right.
You know, how many men, how many husbands want to wear condoms with their wives? You know what I'm saying? Even, I mean, not even just with your wife, men that are in a relationship with somebody. I mean, I know men that just don't want to use them at all. So if you're in a 5-year, 3-year relationship with somebody, you know what I'm saying? More than likely, you're not going to want to use that. So, I wasn't going to tell them no. And later, I did get on birth control. However, I don't know if you know about my weight loss transformation, correct?
Yeah, I've
Now,
seen it.
the birth control is what shot me up to 295 pounds, basically 300.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
very happy. I went through a lot during that time.
Yeah,
Um,
I can
so
imagine.
so with that being said, like, yeah, like we were younger. I wasn't really paying attention and all that other stuff. But like I said, I made a video talking about, like, oh, I was popping Plan Bs like Skittles. I said that for shock value. I obviously
Again.
was not popping them like Skittles. Like,
I hope not. But let me ask you though, was he aware that you were popping Plan Bs?
yeah, we weren't
You
ready
knew?
for
Okay.
kids. We were broke. Like, we were not ready for kids. Like, we planned on having some within like the next 5 years. So probably either right when I turned like 30 or 31, that's when we would have had our child, had the marriage
Right.
worked.
I
So
get it. I get it.
I'm just gonna try to make it work like this.
Okay.
If I can.
But I appreciate you though. You fine. I really do appreciate you spending this time with me. What? Say that again?
Probably annoying. I said I'm so sorry because I know it's
No,
probably
you're fine. You fine. You fine. All right. So I forgot what we were saying.
talking about. You were saying that I think before that I was being open about like being on Plan Bs, and then after that you were saying that you were shocked that guys don't like that they mess up on me. I guess that I don't.
No, I'm serious. Let me say this, and I see your content because before I speak to anybody, I usually try to consume the content so I can see the type of conversation that we can have or where we can, take the conversation. I don't see why a man would come to you, get your number, and just vanish. I don't see that. Like it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? And speaking to you, I think you seem like a very cool person. You're very attractive. You have a beautiful smile. I don't get it. I really do not get it. When I tell you I don't get it, I don't. You know what I mean?
I choose wrong. I'm not a
Yes,
good
that's
judge.
fair to say.
I'm not a good judge of character.
Mm.
So I do believe it is on me. I feel like my strategies are working out a lot better because now my dating life is almost non-existent.
Is that what you want, or you actually want it to be more? You want your dating life to be more active,
No, I don't want it to be more active because just because you have more suitors don't mean that they're all suited for you.
right?
So you want to make sure that you're getting the best of the best. So by me, telling men, oh, I'm looking for something serious. I'm not having sex with you until we're in a committed relationship. A lot of guys ghost me after saying that as well too. They don't want to wait until a relationship for sex. They don't
Right.
like that. So imagine if I said I was waiting until marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like I I don't think it would ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it could, but just being that like I was already married, I've already had sex with my ex-husband, I've already had other boyfriends. Like, I don't know. I think that that's kind of hypocritical to say like, oh, I'm waiting for marriage. I could wait for a relationship. That's fine,
That's
but maybe
fair.
a little steep. Also, and then I get judgment for that as well too, which I think is stupid because those same men, if I gave them a shot, they would be pissed if I was like, "Oh, well, you got to marry me in order to get this." Like it'd be like, "Okay, I saw you in the comments. You literally said for me to wait until marriage. Now I'm telling you I want to wait until marriage." They'd be the same guys that be like, "Oh, this is bogus." Like, so I just think it's really funny and hypocritical. Like guys say one thing and mean another. But like I said, I'm okay with it being slowed down and kind of non-existent because the true ones are going to reveal themselves. The ones that are genuinely interested are they're gonna stay.
Yeah, I respect that. So, what is your definition of a good guy?
um I would have to say, hmm, a good guy. Ugh.
I don't like that question. um, I guess somebody that is, I guess, a man of their word. Um, does what they say they're gonna do. Loyal. Um, Somebody respectful and has real intentions and puts those intentions out there and is very honest about it. I mean, I think that's, but I think it's foremost like just being a man of their word. You don't find that nowadays. Like I feel like that's like a thing of like the 1800s, like being able to shake on it and being like a real man. Like, I just feel like that's a lost art. Like you can't shake on it. People lie to you dead to your face. And I just feel like being a man of your word. If you do have to lie, then to me you're not a man. Same thing with a woman, but I don't think women really care about being a real woman or not. So I don't think it's as important as being a real man. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think is a good guy, I guess, or a good man.
You did not mention height and finances.
No, I mean, you should be able to take care of yourself. Yeah. But um
Yeah, I ask that because nowadays most women, when you ask them, what their definition of a good guy is, they jump to 6 feet, 7 feet. You got to be able to make $600,000 or more. You know,
that's not a good man. There's plenty of rich men that are terrible.
yeah.
What? That's not a good man. And my thing is like you said good man. You didn't say like what are your personal preferences or standards. You just said a good man. So, I mean, a bad man could be 6 foot tall and make six figures. And then with the whole money thing, I just think that gets on my nerves because you could be somebody that makes six figures but has like crappy credit or doesn't know how to manage her money. Um, I'd rather have somebody that knows how to manage their money and has good credit before they make six figures because I've met guys that didn't make six figures but had a lot saved in their bank account because they knew how to manage their money, knowing how to save, knowing how to, you know, not buy every pair of Jordans when they come out, not buying this frivolous things like clothes and True Religion jeans that's over $1,000 or Kanye West clothes. Like, if you're spending your money correctly, you have a lot of money saved in your bank account without making six figures.
Yeah. Okay, let me rephrase my question then. What is your personal preference?
Physically, like good man.
Physically? Yeah. I mean, whichever, yeah, however you want to answer that question, your personal preference.
Um, I would prefer somebody family oriented. Um, Race isn't I'm not I don't want to say like, I have a specific race, but I mean, I do prefer a black man. I do prefer a brown or black man, somebody of brownness or blackness.
Dark skin, light skin.
Oh no, I don't care about that. I just
Okay.
want you to be somebody of color. That
Okay.
would be preference. But
Dr. Umar probably smiling right now.
huh?
Dr. Umar, he's probably smiling right now to hear you say that.
Yeah. I want to meet him actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, if God told me that my soulmate was, you know, a white man, I'd accept it, I guess. If Jesus told me. But I mean, I'm not too big on that. As far as height, um, I am a tall woman. I'm I'm 5'10". So um I've dated guys that were 5'10". That I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
5'5"?
huh?
Would you date a guy 5'5"?
I don't think I do. Yeah, I could do 5'5".
You can't be 5'5".
Yeah, I mean, I could do a little bit shorter than me now. I think I felt more insecure about a shorter guy when I was heavier because it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, going in on anybody, but just me personally, physically, like it just, especially if you're like a short, really tiny guy, no. But if you're shorter than me and you have some bulk to you, yeah, like yeah, I could do that. I could do shorter than me with a little bit of bulk. Like, I gotta make sure you can, you know. So I'm cool with that. But I mean, most of the time, I mean, I get short guys that approach me, but they're not serious. They just want to experience me. They're not really looking for marriage or anything like that. So it never works out with any of the short guys. They don't take me serious, and I don't really be taking them serious because I know they're not serious. They'll say things like, "Oh, I'll climb that tree," and I'm like, Notice how you said you wouldn't put a ring on my finger, though.
I
Notice,
respect that.
notice how you went immediately to experience in my body, and not. Oh, I could see you walking down the aisle to me, girl. So it's very telling, you know what I'm saying? And that's how 100% of the short guys approach me is always, oh, we the same height laying down. Hmm, cool. Thanks for telling me. They never approach me with like marriage or, like jokes of being married or anything like that. It's always about sex. So, and I'm not saying tall guys don't do it either, or guys my height don't do it, but it's always that with shorter guys, always. So,
Wow.
but as far as the rest of my preferences, like age, I would like you to be like in your 30s. I'm done with giving the 20-year-olds a chance. Not 20-year-olds, but like 20.
Late 20s,
Yeah.
mid late 20s. Okay.
I'm not doing anymore. My past ex was 26, 27. I'm good. Like that was the very last one I gave a chance to, and he begged and begged me to give him a chance, and I did, and then he screwed it up. I'm not doing it anymore. Y'all go live your lives. Y'all go date other 20-year-olds. Y'all go play with another 30-year-old heart. I'm done. So 30 and up. Um, let's see. Uh, as far as like hair, I do prefer like bald or just
You like bald, dude?
yeah, bald or waves. I don't like too much hair.
Okay.
I don't unless
You
you
have a lot of hair, though.
huh?
You have a lot of hair.
I'm a girl.
I mean, I know, but
What
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
And I can't with it. And I think the problem is most of the time when I meet these guys, they're not like I met one guy that like he showed that he had his hair like cut nice on Instagram. Then we FaceTimed and then he was like starting off like some dreads or something like that. And then he had like these like little plaits and they weren't like done. And I'm just like, why don't you have pictures of how you look right now on your page? Like you tricked me. You basically catfished me. Because you don't
Right.
know if I'm okay with hair or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I look a certain way on my page, I'm gonna present this way. You just see me with at least like 6 or 10 different videos on my page of me with my hair just like this. My hair is always gonna be done. I present as my hair is done. So every time you see me, my hair is gonna be done. I don't really have a problem with hair. It's just if you are gonna have it, it needs to be done all the time. I don't want to see you with no crusty bun because you wanted to grow your hair out like Cat Williams. Cool. I don't want to see no like two puff balls and your hair nappy. No, keep it braided. Keep it done. I don't want to see no braids like it look like you've been scratching it. No. It better be fresh every time I see you. If you want to keep that hair, keep it up because I keep my hair and I keep it up. So
Okay.
you gonna give me
All
the same.
right.
If you
Let's talk
can't,
about.
if you can't keep up with it, cut it off. Put some waves in it. Or if you don't have hair anymore, go bald, babe. I'm gonna still love you, still the same man.
I respect that. Okay. Let's talk a little about family. Who are you close to, your mother or your father?
I'm very close to my mom. I mean, well, I'm close to both, but I mean, I guess because my mom is a girl. so I can talk about more girl things with her. I feel like if I was a boy, then I'd be closer with my dad, but my mom.
Your parents still married?
hmm
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
well, so I'm at my biological father's house. That was his mother that passed.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
my mom was married to him, and then she got remarried to my stepfather. But my stepfather is like all I've really known. I mean, I know my dad, but um, my mom and my stepdad were very close all throughout the military, and she met him when she was like 18. They were like close friends, and then my biological father, they were young. He was doing the most military people. And so that ended and my mom's been with my stepdad ever since. So I'm very close to my stepdad for the most part. That's the one that's from Puerto Rico.
Okay. How about your biological father?
Yeah, I'm good with him. I mean, I'm here now, so he lives out in Delaware, and we're good. That's fine.
I don't know. It seems like it's a lot of it's whatever type of thing.
It's not. It's whatever. It's just, I mean, he's not always good on like communicating. Hence, I didn't know, about my grandmother and stuff. Kind of just found out. But other than that, like, it's fine. It's not, he's there when I need him. I can call him anytime. If I ever need anything, he's there. So I'm very blessed because I have, my mom, I have my father, I have my biological father. I've had my parents in my life. So that's why I don't have daddy issues whatsoever. So yeah. And that's why I'm very close with my family. I spend time with my parents on the weekends. We'll literally go, to Sunday dinner or go to the movies, stuff like that. I'm really big with that. So, you know, I really want to find a guy that's very family oriented like that as well too.
Yeah. How many children do you want?
How many kids do I want?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want kids.
You don't want kids?
I go back and forth with it.
Why is that?
I do feel like if I do find the right person, I feel like I will. I get married and it feels right, sure. Um, but absolutely, if I'm not married, I'm not. If I never get married again, I'm not having any children.
That's understandable.
I refuse to be a single mother. But if I do, I it would be me and my husband and I's decision. It wouldn't just be mine. Because he might want a boy and I might give him a girl the first time. So if a boy is like really important, then we can try up until 3 for a boy. Other than that, I'm okay my max being like one child.
Okay.
You said something about single mothers earlier. How do you feel about single fathers?
I feel like that they are not something I would go for when dating. I feel like they should have made sure that they married before they let somebody carry. I feel like um, that, you know, maybe they should have vetted properly and made sure that they found a wife first and got married. Um,
What if they were married and the marriages didn't work out?
that's different. I'm not speaking on them. That's different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you were married, this doesn't include the married people. This is just the ones that were just giving their seed and not protecting their temple and being, just keeping their legs open. I don't like that. That's very unbecoming of them. Not very mindful, not
Yeah.
very pure, you know? I don't like that, especially if you have multiple baby moms and multiple kids. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Not something I would want to be with. So, yeah.
So if a man is married, was married, they got children, divorced, how many kids would you be okay to date them?
One,
Okay.
because I did the whole, I'm tired. I dated a guy that had 4 kids and 4 baby moms, but he
Ooh.
was married to 2 other women. So I gave it a pass. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry. I don't even want to do the single fathers anymore for real. I mean, I do. I like if you have one child and, you know, even if you wasn't married and you seem like a decent guy, yeah, I still talk to you. Cuz I get it. I'm in my 30s, so what do I expect? A lot of us have lived life already. So, and things happen, but I can only do one child. I can't cuz if you already have one, then I don't need to have one for you. I'm not going to have any children. If you already have one, I'm not having any children if you want to be with me. I don't need to. You already did it.
Okay. You a gamer as well, right? Do you play professionally or just for fun?
Um, I want it to be professionally, but I don't be having the time to play all the time.
Are you good? I didn't really watch your game videos like that. Are you any good?
By daylight, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your favorite game?
Hogwarts right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Uh, Harry.
Say that again.
It's the Harry Potter game.
Okay. I play Call of Duty and mostly soccer, but I play Call of Duty when I'm with my little brother. That's about it.
Yeah, I suck at Call of Duty, but I still play it because the guys like to watch me play it. So
Okay.
Okay. That's what's up. All right, last question. What do you think the future of dating is? With all this crazy thing going on with AI, now they have an AI where you can literally conversate with them like you're talking to a person. So you can, I can literally, you could be dating an AI. You know, um, the future of dating. What do you think?
the future of dating, I think that people need to find someone as soon as possible. Stop listening to these platforms. Stop listening to these podcasts because at this rate, it's going to get worse and worse. And I see less people having children. Um, I see a lot less people getting married. Uh, and I just see a lot more people just constantly believing that they have these imaginary options that they're never gonna really have. So I don't think it's gonna be anything good. That's why, like, I don't I want to be married. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be single. I don't. I've already lived on both sides. I've been married. I've been single. I've been single. I've been married. Uh, I think that marriage is hard, but I think it's nice going through the tough times with somebody.
You speak about marriage a lot. What is being a wife means to you?
To me, um, I think it's more so about supporting your partner. It's about supporting your person and making sure that you always have their back. It's about creating something with them, creating a life, making sure you have, I guess, creating also like generational wealth, if that's what the plan is. Making sure your intentions line up and fulfilling those intentions with both people. Um, oh, but you said specifically wife, right? You didn't say both people.
This wife. Yeah.
So as a wife, I feel like it is still supporting your partner, being there. Um, and I mean, I don't like to say the basics of, because every woman always goes straight to, I cook, I clean, and it's just like, okay, but a man could do that for himself as well too. So what else, beloved? So for me, like I said, it's more so of, you know, I guess also being like his peace as well, being that person that he can rely on, listen to, um, and also being a equal partner. Um, you don't want to be a added stress. You don't want to be an extra bill. You want to add to what he already has. You want to be more for him. Like a wife should be more. It should a wife should like actually be like the missing pieces. Like you should be able to complete your husband. Whatever he's trying to do, whatever he's, motivated to do, you should be able to be there for that and push that further. I don't know. I feel like a wife should just add on. Um, I mean, husbands kind of have like the same duties, but I just don't. I feel like a lot of women don't understand that they're a lot of stuff that they speak on. They're actually like an added stressor, and they're actually like a bill. Like it sounds like most women don't want to be wives; they want to be kids. Because I mean, if you think about it, like you're saying, oh, he got 100% provide for me. He has to do this. He has to do that. I want all this taken care of. And it's just like, he could just have a kid with somebody and then that could be the kid. I mean, the only thing that you're saying you're going to do is have sex with him. And I mean, most of the time, guys that are top tier and providers and all that other stuff, they could just find women to do that for them. Sometimes don't even have to pay for it. So I get confused with that. I don't know, but like I said, I think it's simple. I think it's just not being an added stress, like being somebody that can relieve the stress, somebody that can add to him, being a partner, and be somebody that's going to fulfill his life and really like be that missing piece. I don't think it's all this extra stuff. I don't think I have to say cook and clean and you know I don't think I have to say that. That goes without saying. That's just gonna be kind of like the cherry on top. I think it's very simple because y'all say it every day. Y'all not complicated. Y'all are very simple. So I think it's just that.
I respect that. Last two questions. No, I said that before. Last two questions. What advice would you give a young woman? When I say young, I'm talking about 25 to 30s and up. They're looking to get into a relationship and they're having a hard time finding someone. What would you advise them?
Get off of the dating websites because I know you're on it. Um, and be a little bit more open minded and also maybe try to fix the things about you that you want in your partner because I know you're not meeting them or even exceeding them. So maybe fix that. If you want somebody that looks good and has a six pack and is all cut, maybe take your ass to the gym and do the same thing. Um, Maybe making sure your standards make sense. You're asking for somebody to be 6'5" and you're only 5'5". Lower your standards. You don't even meet that requirement. You're not even 6 foot. You don't deserve somebody that's 6 feet tall. Maybe meet that standard or get the leg surgery and meet that surgery if you want somebody that tall. Um, you want somebody that, makes good money. Maybe you go and make some good money, you know? I just feel like the same things that we want in our partner, we need to make sure that we have as well too. So if that woman isn't having any luck in her dating life, change things about yourself because if it's taking that long, it's probably you. That's what I discovered about myself. I was the problem. After a while, if you just, if it's just not working for you, it's month after month after month, then it's turning into years, you're the common denominator. You got to look at yourself. So I would tell that woman to look at herself, get off the dating websites and improve herself, and then go back out there. There's always something that we can improve. That's what I did. I mean, I feel like I improved myself. I changed my career. I lost some weight. I'm trying still. I'm still fixing some things, and hopefully it'll work out for me.
Would you move to another state for a potential mate?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the same.
Country, if I thought that he was the one.
Okay.
I don't have any
Um,
kids. I don't have any. The job that I have, they're all over the world. So I can literally transfer. So yeah, as long as he would help me with the transition, like don't just be like, oh, it's all on you. If the man could help me move or go wherever to be with him, absolutely. I just make sure I have some sort of work. I have to have some sort of income, you know? So as long as my job can transfer, more than likely it will. We're good.
What if your future husband wants a stay-home wife?
Um, I'm not really for that. Um, but I could compromise and I could stay home for if we have children. So the first few years of the child's life, I could stay home, but I have to work. Like,
okay.
and why wouldn't he? Like, two incomes is better than one. So, and if he was like really keen on me, like worrying about the house and all this other stuff, then I would get something that, wasn't strenuous. I would do something that was maybe like, just on a weekend or, a couple of days a week or something, not that many hours or, something like that. But I have to keep busy. But yeah, I could compromise. And if it came down to it and he put his foot down and said, no, you're staying home, I'm gonna listen to my husband. I'll probably try to convince him, but if he put his foot down, it's my husband. I'm not gonna go against what my husband says. So
Okay. The same advice that you gave to the women. If a man is going through the same problem, what would you advise men?
as far as dating,
Hmm.
the same thing. Lower your standards.
Ain't you
I don't,
supposed to date up?
there's a lot of men that either lower them or meet your standards that you're looking for in a woman. It'd be the most out of shape men. Men are busted. I mean, they'll still be like their living situation won't be right, job situation won't be right, and they want this like top tier baddie female. And then there'll be the same ones that complain about these so-called baddies. And what I mean by a baddie, which I'm not one of these women, they'll be like, these are like the women that are absolutely gorgeous. Like based off their looks, they could get whatever they wanted. Okay. They'll want women like that. And it's just like, but, but you're not the male version. I mean, the male version of a baddie. You know that. So why are you trying to go after a female like that? You out of shape, you ain't got a job, all that other stuff. Maybe look for a coworker, maybe somebody that works with you that's on the same level as you. And that's something that I pride myself on. I I go for what I qualify for. That's what Kevin Samuels always said. Go for what you qualify for. We're always trying to go for somebody that is above our pay grade or just not really for us. If you're a guy that has, three different baby moms or, all these kids, why are you as a man approaching me and saying like, yeah, I only date women with no children? And after I was on that Kendra G show, I had several men, like more than 2 men, that came to me and said that they specifically did not date women with children.
And
One
they have children?
one guy had 3 kids that he hadn't seen in 5 years,
Mm.
and specifically said, I don't date women with children. And I said, why is that? Oh, well, I'm not trying to be a stepfather. Stepfathers are, they what they say, like sassy or something like that. And he was like, in kids that don't have the fathers in a home, the boys grow up like, not well and all this. And I was like, wait, I was like, you have a son though. Your your ex is a So I said, are you calling your son that? He was like, I am. Okay, well, at least you standing on your word. I was like, to be honest, I was like, I can't do this because I don't want to be with no man that doesn't have a relationship with his children.
Yeah.
And to me, if you feel like, oh, she did this, the court system, why are you on the phone with me and not on the phone with a lawyer? You sitting here trying to find a date when you should be trying to get a private investigator to figure out where your kids are, and why your woman took your ex girlfriend to hid somewhere, and now you don't know where they are. But you over here talking to me, trying to find another girl. What? So you could create another family? So as soon as something don't work out with us, you could do the same thing to me? It's very backwards. So I would tell the man the same thing. Go for what you qualify for. A lot of people would be happy right now. There's so many people that qualify for each other at this very moment that could be so happy right now. And they just, you know, and I know that there's guys out there that I qualify for. I can't see them. I can't find them for some reason. They're either not approaching me, I'm not seeing them. I don't know. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys that come at me on Instagram, but how do I figure out who's good and who's not? Like, most of them ghost me once I say, hey, you have to earn my number. So, like, I don't know, but go for what you qualify for. That's what I would tell them.
I respect that. I know I keep saying last question, last question. All right. What do you think about this ratchet music culture? This the Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B, the Sexy Red, what's it called? Is it Gorilla or Glorilla? Yeah. What do you think about it?
Glorilla, because she actually raps. I
Okay.
don't rap her. Now, I'm a very big 80s fan. I like 80s old school. I'm very big on, Lil Kim and Mary J. Blige, Lauryn Hill, um, just naming like, I feel like you're only talking about the female rappers, right? Okay.
I'm talking
Um,
about. I'm specifically talking about the ratchetness of it, just the vulgar lyrics and all this stuff.
I'm getting to it. So, also Missy Elliott. So I like that generation.
Hmm.
However, um, like I said, I'm a big Little Kim fan, and I wanted to go in on Sexy Red and you know, I guess I don't mind Meg, but I guess they all kind of do the same thing a little bit. Um, but then my friend pointed out to me like you got to give them grace because you ain't give Little Kim that same energy, you know? And I was like, nah, I was like, Lil Kim is different. And she was like, how? 'Cause, I mean, I recall her saying, I used to be scared. Now I throw lips to handle it like a real, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, she said a lot of nasty stuff. That hardcore album was, and if I scream that I'm a Little Kim fan, but then say, oh, but Sexy Red talk about sex too much and does this and does that, I'm a hypocrite. And I'll be that because she's too ratchet for me. I'm sorry. I think that little Kim is different. And I mean, you call me a hypocrite, I'll be that. Fine. But maybe it's because I can't relate. Like, I F my baby dad because I don't have a baby dad. And if I did have one, he'd be my husband. So I can't relate. What I realize is a lot of these girls, they look at it as like, fun music. Like Sexy Red does, like, you know, making you feel sexy music or something, like, party music. That's cool. Her music's very catchy. I'm not gonna front. Um, but it's not really my vibe. I mean, a lot of the girls of this generation really aren't my vibe. Um, I mean, yeah, it's just not. I'm more into like the R&B's of it all. But if I had to pick any of them, Glorilla, and I do like Meg isn't too bad and Nikki isn't too bad. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I do feel like it's kind of damaging our culture a little bit, you know. But that's not really for me to speak on. That's why I don't speak on it on my platform. I mean, I'm just telling you my views. Um, that's about it. I mean, I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and bash, the rappers. Like, get it how you live it. It's
Yeah.
working for them. So, good for them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Sexy Red, a lot of her songs are very catchy. And I have sang along before when I was watching.
What is the one question you think I should have asked that I didn't ask?
Um, Maybe why do I think I'm the problem when it comes to my dating life and
Can you answer that?
relationships? Um, yeah, like I said, uh, maybe I did answer it, but because I'm a bad judge of character. Um, I think a lot of guys right now are very good at keeping on a certain persona and coming off a certain way. And I can't.
So when you say you are a bad judge of character, don't you think that's somewhat of a daddy issue?
No.
You don't think
Mm-mm.
so? You don't think so? If maybe you had your dad showing you how to, I guess, pick the right man.
My dad is around.
No, I'm not saying him not being present, just having conversation with him about relationships and datings, and he tells you, okay, this is the type of guy that you should be going for. Do you think that's gonna, either help or would have helped you, I guess, become a better? No.
No. I mean, I never asked my dad. I don't, uh-uh. No. I never, I never asked him about that or anything. So no, I don't think that comes down to that. I'm grown. And at the end of the day, like my dad could have literally told me anything, but I'm hard headed and I'm gonna do what I want to do at the end of the day. Like that's how kids are. Like, I mean, my parents together have told me plenty of things that I just had to learn on my own. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that have grown up in a two-parent household, came from a good family. That's me. And just been hard headed with things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I think that they did very well because I still do have good discernment with certain things. I'm not out here with multiple baby dads. I'm not out here with multiple kids. I did get married. Somebody did deem me, like
Worthy.
worthy of a ring, worthy of me taking their last, no, it didn't work out, but there's a lot of women that speak on marriages every day that have never signed a marriage certificate.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, no, I don't think that changed anything 'cause you gotta wanna take the advice. I mean, my mama just told me a couple of days ago to take a nap before I got on the road, and I didn't listen. And guess who was sleeping at a gas station because they kept falling asleep on the road? Because I didn't listen. And when I thought about it, I was like, dang, I was like, Mom, I was like, I should have just listened to you and and took a nap, which was funny because my dad was in the background and he was like, nah, yeah, yeah, that was smart to get on the road and just go ahead and go because you want to save as much time as possible so you're not in any traffic. But he not thinking like, I'm not like him. My dad, he can be on the road for hours and I don't know how you do it and stay up. I'm not like that. I'd be nodding off. So, but no, I don't agree to that. I don't agree that, like I said, parents give advice all the time that we won't listen to until like one of our friends say it. And then we like, you right, sis, right. And it's like, now your mama told you that. Now your daddy told you that. So no, I don't think that would make a difference. But me growing up in a two-parent household and watching my mother being treated correctly and being a wife and watching my dad be a husband did impact me away because I know that's something that I've always wanted. My parents have been married. It's their 20th anniversary. No, 19, 20, no, I think it's their 19th because they said something about doing something next year. 20th. It's their 19th anniversary today. So watching that is probably why, like, me and my sister, you're not going to catch us being somebody's baby mama or anything like that. Like, that's probably why I got married so fast. I'm a romantic, you know? And I'll probably do that again.
You were hopeless romantic.
Yeah, yeah. Like I told you, I met my ex-husband, and after 6 months of knowing him, he asked me to marry him, and I was like, yes, absolutely. So yeah, I don't think having those talks really, makes a difference. However, I will say this: parents need to have genuine conversations with their kids about marriage before they get married. The mothers should have a conversation with their daughters about what it is to be a wife and fathers have a conversation with their son about what it is to be a husband and what's expected. I feel like if me and my ex-husband would have had that conversation and would have had premarital counseling, we could have worked, or this isn't for us. That's
Yeah.
the conversation that should be had.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I enjoyed my conversation with you.
Appreciate it.
It's
Sorry, I kept messing up. I guess the phone
no,
was
it's
better.
Yeah, it was worth having. Any last words? Oh yeah, your gaming. Do you want to share your gaming platforms or your personal platforms where people can find you to look at your content and all that?
On TikTok. I'm trying to get my following up on the TikTok one because
okay.
I've been banned for going live on my real page. So I guess I need to start pushing my gamer TikTok, but it's I believe it's Shauna the Unprofessional Gamer. So and you can still find it by looking up um Shauna Shontell or Shontell Shauna. And you can find me everywhere. Just plugging that in. Shontell or Shauna
Okay.
Shontell.
Any
Mhm.
Any
last words
last
before
word
we
before
log
we
off?
log off?
No, it was a good conversation. I hope you don't clip it to where I look like a crazy person.
I won't do you like that.